Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, welcome, and thank you so much for joining this evening. This evening on Talking Sip Saturday night. Talking Sip Saturday night, and I want to thank you so much for joining. Those on Facebook, those on YouTube, those on Instagram as well. And let's have a good night tonight. Uh, uh, of course, the door is always open, and the for persons to come in. And tonight, of course, the topic, which is a very interesting topic, and we'll see how it comes out. And it's the power of the people to take prominence, activating ideas, and transform into innovations. Yeah, and let's get the ball rolling as much as possible. And of course, let me know what you're drinking eventually. Let's go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining. And you know, this is the 13th of January 2024. 13th of January 2024. I want to welcome you to Talk and Sip Saturday night, and I wish you a good evening. And you know, and let's have the discussions as much as possible, those on Instagram, those on Facebook, and at some point there will be a number where persons can actually call in, and the number is there: 4477649781716. And but what are you drinking? Yeah, tell me, what are you drinking tonight? I'm having sparkling water. Yeah, and I made some sort of fruit juice, really, fruit juice, and not nothing alcohol, and I have a little strawberry on the side there, so you can tell me what are you drinking as well, and that would be really good. One of the things about it is I drink a lot of water, and water is really good for you. H2O. I drink water, I drink water, and I drink water, and I drink water. It cleans you out as much as possible, and you got to be careful as to what you put in your body. I like a lot of fruits, blueberries, and all those sort of things, which is really good for you. And you know, you tell me what is it? Especially as you're getting much younger in these days. As I get younger, you got to watch yourself. It is very interesting how when we are growing up, we just fill ourselves with all the different things, fill ourselves with every different thing. I remember growing up in going to high school, and there's a place which was called Spicy Nice in Brownstown, and you'd eat those things, those sweet stuff. No wonder lots of people are having diabetes and all those sort of things. So many sweet things. Cause we got this sweet tooth, really. And then when things start to happen to us, then we start to look after ourselves, but we didn't look after ourselves much in the early days. And so make sure you take care of yourself, and drink water as much as possible. The topic tonight, which is there, and let me just put it up there: the power of the people to take prominence, activating ideas, and transform into innovations. The power of the people. The power of the people. I have to ask the question again: is the power? Where is this power? Is the power invested in the government, or is the power in the people? It's the people's power that put the government in, and I'm talking from all different nations. The people's power put the government in, and then the government gets a power from the people, you know, and that is something very interesting. You know, you know, in the grand tapestry of human existence, the quest for power and prominence is like it's a perpetual flame, that burns within us all. Yet too often we find ourselves groping in the dark, wondering how to seize that elusive force and make it our own. The journey, my friends, begins with the realization that power is not a finite resource hoarded by the few. It is a boundless energy that flows through the collective will of the people. And notice what I said, the collective will of the people. To access power, we must first recognize its source within us, understand its dynamics, and tap into the vast reservoirs of potential that reside in each individual. Let's look at knowledge, all right? Knowledge, yeah, knowledge can, sorry, let me just, yeah. Knowledge can be considered as the cornerstone upon which power takes prominence. It is a beacon that illuminates our path, dispelling the shadow of ignorance. In a world inundated with information, the power to discern, to sift through the noise, and extract the essence of truth becomes paramount. You know, knowledge. We talk about knowledge a lot. We talk about education, educating the people, because once the people are educated, they become a force. But if the people remains uneducated, the government or the powers that be have that force. Education is a key that unlocks the door to, to, to empowerment, to access power, is to be armed with knowledge, for it not only enlightens the mind, but also fortifies the spirit. Yet knowledge alone is not enough. The journey to power requires resilience and unwavering resolve to withstand the storm that hurls our way. Setbacks are not signs of defeat, but opportunities for growth. Power takes prominence when we learn to rise stronger after each fall, when we turn adversity into a catalyst for change. And this is about people, because one of the things that I like to talk a lot about is that people have this power, but unless you're knowledgeable of the fact that you have this power, you may deem to be powerless. Yeah? You may deem to be powerless, but the power is in you. The indomitable spirit that refuses to be broken, that is the force that propels us forward on the path to power. And you got to ask yourself the question again, what is power? Taking prominence in the realm of power is not a solitary endeavor. It is a collective symphony of voices harmonizing towards a common goal. Unity is a catalyst that amplifies our influence and transforms individual aspiration into a formidable force. You see, singular and just operating by yourself, sometimes you're easily picked off. It's powerless. But when you have many together as one, then it makes a fundamental difference. Unity. Unity is power, in power in all different respects. And to access power is to recognize the strength that lies in collaboration, as I just said, to build bridges instead of walls, and to forge alliances that transcend the boundaries of self interest. Together, we become architects of our destiny, shaping a world, shaping a community, shaping a home, shaping a neighborhood where power is not a possession but a shared responsibility. You know, and that is very powerful. And as my colleague says here in on Instagram, hi Michelle, welcome to you. He said, education is a key to also close the door by engineering a particular message about what values are to be pursued. Too many leaders circumvent the mindset of citizens, you know, to be limited and dependent, you know. Shouldn't education be training of ideas and skills to navigate A complex world. Yes, a complex world. You know, Michelle. Good evening. How are you? What's up? And what are you drinking today? And Herbert, how are you? I think you're somewhere driving. Well, I shouldn't say you're driving. You shouldn't drive. How are you, buddy? Are you there, Herbert? Yeah. Maybe you're not here, there, or so. But so that is the sort of way which I'm sort of coining it. And the second part which I was looking at there.
I'm not. I'm. I'm not on
Yeah.
camera, but
No. Yeah. Yeah. I can hear you. I can hear you. You're not on camera. I know that. Are you having a delay there or so, Herbert? Yeah. Anyway, you can come in when you want. You can come in when you want. But the second part of this is
yeah, yeah,
activating. Yeah, you're having a delay. Yeah.
yeah. I'm going to a bad spot.
Yeah, you're going to a bad spot here. Activating delay. I'm saying activating delay. Activating ideas and transform into innovations. Yeah. And I believe like last week when we had a talking sip last week, we were able to um, link with two individuals, one in the UK and one in Jamaica, and able to somehow, what should I say, create a level of synergy for 2024 where we can make and break through things. Because, yes, there are different issues around the world. There are different issues within the Jamaican community that one can pick up and one can run with. But I strongly believe that we're going to be careful that we miss out on a key trick in empowering the people, you know? And Yard City, you said it's not education per se, it is pointed education. I think you may need to come on and tell me what is that. Um, Pointed education, not education. Pointed education. So, 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 New York City. The question is, what is education? Is it like when you're building your house or something like that, and there are certain things that you on the roof or whatever you point. You can't just do it like that. You got to point it in a certain way. You know what is pointed education? You know, you know, and I just because when we are looking right now on the world which is around us, and if I just take into equation one of the first thing which has happened, and you know which everybody's talking about is the Houthi. Let me see if I can get Herbert. Herbert, are you there?
Yeah,
Let me let you out. Yeah,
yeah. I'm back. Yeah,
you're
yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. I, I don't know if you heard what I said. And I was talking about the whole aspect of the topic, which is the power of the people to take prominence. People having the power to take prominence, and that prominence is actually understanding, I believe, what is the power that you have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard that, but I would also add that um we have given up our right to exist to the people who who we think are more capable of adjudicate adjudicating over our lives.
Yeah. If you explain that a bit more.
Um, in terms of the policymakers,
Mm.
we have handed everything to them on a silver platter,
Yes.
and because they have they got it without a struggle, they have
Mm.
now in turn reversed it and is using it against us.
Mm.
And that is why we are struggling to really get a foothold in modern society.
Yes. 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 There are 2 points here. I'm trying to get New York City to come in. New York City, if anything, you can. Okay, I think he's calling you. One second. New York City. Okay, New York City. New York City. I think you have on the background there or so. I'm not sure who's that calling there. Yeah, I'm hearing the background. New York City. Is that you? Okay. Okay. That wasn't coming through. Yeah, you're saying sorry. Someone just said regarding the word pointed, and I'm just trying to sort of manage myself right here. The word pointed, and it's not education per se. It is pointed education. New York City said try to come in. Um, I sent you the link. If you can come in via the live, you don't have to put your image on. But Bella the Calf, someone on Instagram says this is what he said. Silburn, if education isn't exposing its audience to possibilities beyond their borders, it becomes pointless. 1970 leaders, and he referring to Jamaica, for example, became who they were because of their travels. You know, Marcus Garvey Manley, they knew of other cultures, technologies that allowed for dreams of better. Better the
True.
calves. So the question is, did they share and expose that dream or that reality or that knowledge to others so they can dream beyond, or they kept it within themselves within the sphere of the narrowness of Jamaican politics?
No, I wouldn't say they kept it to themselves. They tried to
Eh?
share it. They as much as they could, they tried to expose it to us. But
Mm,
as the humans that we are, we didn't pay attention to the final part of the argument.
yeah.
So therefore, the ones who grasped it were the ones who were able to capitalize on it.
Uh,
The ones who had the time to sit down and decipher what they were saying, right? They were the ones
mm,
who really had the opportunities, grasped the opportunities when they came, as opposed to those who were just sitting down and waiting for them to come and spell out everything ABC so they could understand,
mm, mm,
right? And sometimes, if you listen to the teachings of Marcus Garvey or Michael Manley, their argument were on a different level,
mm,
a different level where the man below, if he did not listen keenly, he would not have been able to grasp the concept of what they were saying.
mm,
Because now, in with Marcus Garvey, it is only in the recent years, when I say recent years, like in the past 50 years, people are now coming to grips with the teachings of Marcus, right?
Garvey.
Where,
Mm,
yeah, whereas if he was still alive today, or if he had lived a little bit longer, we would still be struggling to understand what he was trying to tell us.
yeah, yeah. So the lack of that key element of education. Um, let me just check something here. I'm just putting up the link here. The link to come in. Um, link, and I'll just bring in Bella Del Calf. Hi, Bella. How are you doing?
How you guys doing? You hearing me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you clearly. I can hear
Yeah,
you
man.
clearly.
It's been a long time. Been a long time. Glad to be here.
Yeah, don't worry. I see your posts online a lot. Challenging the powers that be.
I want the powers that be not referring to his Leicester because I don't know how much power I'm having.
let, as I mean, Herbert will say Leicester is on the manners.
I'll be inclined to agree, but glad to be here, man.
But Bella, what I think one of the key things that people need a lot is is ed- is education, and as I open it, education, and I'm hoping to hear from Seamless New York, who mentioned a while ago. He was trying to come in. You mentioned the word pointed, and he also mentioned pointed, and I'm wondering if there's a similarity there. But you can explain the point that you mentioned on Instagram. You know? Well,
I think, what I get from that, hopefully I'm not too far off from what he was saying. But
yes,
when I hear the word pointed, I mean, you can look at the different synonyms, things that
yes,
are targeted and things that are structured to focus a focal point of where you want the educational product
yeah,
to be or to come from. So I think
mm,
that's what people is looking at. What are the global skill sets and industries and career paths that you think that you can probably prepare your citizens for, that they'll be able to compete
yeah,
as we learned some time ago in some econ 101, competitive advantage, you know
yes,
and we are
yes,
operating in a global world, and Jamaica is at probably, as I mean, Jamaica now, one of those countries that sit within the pipeline or pathway of one of those transshipments, not only for shipping, but even ideas and goods and services. So, what are you preparing them for, that they can compete with international um, employable people, that they can be exported, but even if they remain here, that they can survive. Just like
yes,
in the wild, that many adult animals train their young how to survive, teach them the life skills. And I remember growing up, um, in my high school, they focused a lot on everybody wanting to become lawyers or doctors or accountants
yes,
and engineers. We didn't learn, for example, I'm from Montego Bay. There was never a structure that pointed us to careers in marine biology, for example. And we live in a city where marine life is high on the agenda. Tourism, for
yes,
example, was something introduced to us if you weren't born in it. I was lucky enough to have been raised in a craft market setting, so I was exposed to that. But I remember in
mm,
school, nobody ever said you could become a professional in the tourism industry in terms of career
mm,
True.
path, you know?
mm,
And so I think that's what I got from Pointed. And I think that's not only for Jamaica but a Caribbean or global thing, that leaders should structure their educational systems. That not everybody is going to be the same.
mm.
You guys, as you travel, probably would have seen that manual labor gets a lot of attention in terms of people are employable and they get good wages. For persons that have skills, carpenters, mechanics, and electricians,
Engineers, yeah,
engineers. In Jamaica, you do those subjects in school, them tell us that you don't speak.
really, yeah, yeah,
Correct. Correct. I remember when I was going to secondary school and I signed up for home economics. And my mother went to the school and she created one scene. They had to take me out of the class and put me in agriculture.
is it because them said that was a girl business you had or something like that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was the stigma that came with it,
Mm.
Yeah, there was a stigma. That is very
right?
true. You know, what economics, you're thinking All the girls them are gonna do them things them,
Correct.
sewing and
Correct.
cooking and them things them.
Correct.
You
So
know,
if
So
you if you get the opportunity
sometimes
to become a
our
designer, a
parents,
tailor, a chef,
mm,
because I remember when I did typing. I did. It's very interesting. This one takes a can. I remember when I was at high school, coming to college, and I learned how to type ASDFJKL semicolon. And boys never want to do them things there because it was a bit sissy. But look at this now. Look at how the world is now. Everybody typing. You know what I'm saying?
yes,
exactly, my brother, exactly. It's so
Everybody's a typing.
crazy. I've been telling people I'm going to learn a skill. I'm going back to heart. I'm going to heart, not going back. I'm going to heart. Nobody can stop me. Even little tiling, I have to learn something
Yes.
because
But
then you
but
can
when you
become
think,
an
yeah,
entrepreneur.
yeah. But when you think about this and with AI and all these sort of things, I mean, a lot of jobs, what is going to reach to a point whereby it's the manual stuff. Well, is robots they're gonna create to lift up these things or so, but it is like AI is pushing out a lot of people eventually into lots of these engineers and these sort of vocational things.
Yes.
yes,
It
yes,
can
it
be
will,
hard.
because
Go ahead, go ahead.
go
Go
ahead,
on,
go ahead.
go on, Bella. Go on, Bella. Who is that?
Oh, I will hear where they're going, man. What you going, man?
Ever go on.
Yeah, because I think um the the manufacturers are now
Yes.
leaning to artificial technology because of the reliance, the unreliability of
Yes.
manual labor, right? Where they can program a robot to do anything that they want. If
Uh,
if a man is coming to do manual labor, you have to spend time to train him, and by the time you finish training that person, they're
mm,
gone because they say it's not worth it. It's not worth working for. But at the same time, they will wait until someone gets paid from that same job to buy them a meal.
mm,
So that is why we find ourselves will be battling against robotic robots to install bits like cars or pieces of aeroplane or something in the service industry,
yes.
because we have given up our right to even give it a try.
Mm,
Yeah, man. But just to pivot on that, and I use the word pivot because that's the catch term now in this global industry,
yeah.
where we talk about change and managing change. A lot of people are afraid of change. And one of the things I found myself teaching a lot in many classes that I've had to oversee or facilitate. That managing change or change management starts with the individual being able to pivot to then um, respond to changing environment. So as you talk about AI replacing people, it now becomes less of a labor intensive in the industry where you need manual labor and more that one that is capital intensive. So the idea is then what are the soft skills or softer skills that we need to learn so that we don't get left in the cold. So coding, for example, we've seen in Jamaica they
Mm,
have been proposing or pushing teaching children coding from as early as possible because then those are the skill sets that will be required to maintain these computer um, systems that are replacing people, for example. You know, what other skills or skill sets do we need to complement this AI global society where computers, because then again they are machines and they will need
mm,
maintenance. So maintenance of them or structuring or programming of them so that they can be given instructions
Yeah.
Because as smart as these technologies are, at some point it requires a human intervention to ensure that they continue to run properly and to be maintained. So they are challenging the traditional jobs, but
Yes.
then they also sometimes create opportunities for new types of jobs. And many people are set in their ways. I can't be bothered to learn anything new right now. They tell the whole time people say, well, my time soon come to retire, or my time soon come to die. So they
Yes.
don't want to learn anything new. Let's say they don't. How do we structure our education sector to ensure that the new generation can then evolve into the type of labor market that we need to complement what the world is doing now? You know? Um,
One of the things that I was thinking the other day, whereby, sorry, New York City said you cannot get away from traditional skills in any development, always be in demand. Not only that, tool skills handling is also a skill. I was thinking about the other day that I don't think most of the young people these days know what an encyclopedia is or ever been to a
No, they
library.
don't. They don't.
Jeez. Oh my God. I'm so happy you touched on that, guys. Because I'm just coming from New York a few weeks
Yeah.
ago. And that was a deep discussion I had with some
Yeah.
old boys from Cornell College, because I'm a Cornell old boy. That I probably am one of the part of the last generations that have a library card.
Yes.
We all had to join the library and go on the weekends, go there to borrow a book and read, or after school borrow a book to carry on for till next week. I
Yes.
don't think this new generation even know where to find the library, much less the
Yeah.
encyclopedia.
But can I just say, just because we went to the library and we use encyclopedia, the new generation now, just because they don't do that, I don't need to do that. That is their era. That is the era that they're in now. The era of AI, the era of phones to your disposal. Everything is right there. But the only problem I see with that, it makes you very lazy, because when the government or
They
when
don't read.
citizens, huh?
They don't read silver. The information is on the internet.
Yeah,
Just not to cut it to too long. I
yeah,
was lecturing a class a few years ago, and I asked a question. And when everybody was there muted, I also looked around and found that there were some on their phones.
yeah,
So I asked, all right, since you're on your phone, you must be finding the answer.
yeah,
No, they were on it, looking at some entertainment, some things. So I said to them, this is what's disappointing, because there you have technology at your fingertips. Let's say you don't know the answer from prior reading. I was saying to them, you can con me. Let me think
yeah,
that you know by just Googling something, because it's something you can punch into Google and answer will pop up, and then you can have a discussion. They don't use it. These things are tools,
yes.
Yeah.
Michelle, good evening. How are you, Michelle?
Evening, everyone. How are you guys
Not
doing?
bad. I know you're drinking
Yes,
water, so that's
Michelle.
why.
Yeah,
Good
drinking
evening.
water tonight. Water, water. Yes. Yes, it's true. A little thing happened the other day. I went to a wedding, and it's my niece's wedding, and she did like a little old thing that she did the Polaroid cameras that she gave every guest the Polaroid cameras,
Uh,
for them to take the pictures
yeah,
themselves. And then
yeah.
we had a little, there was kids there that was probably like 9, or and the little girl looked on me and said, "How do you use this? What is this?" She looked on the little Polaroid, like, "How do you use this? What do you do with it?" And I had to explain to her, "Okay, you just click it and you twirl it, and then you take the picture."
Click it and you twirl. Yeah, Michelle. Yeah. See, Michelle don't even know to not to use the phone.
Oh, listen. Yes, Lord. I have to be drinking some. I'm drinking nitrous. They say sipping. But upon some tablets, so I can't work with the wine and spirits right now. So I
Virgin,
have to put
virgin, virgin. As I said to somebody the other day over the Christmas period, my doctor said I should watch my sugar and watch my. I've been watching it. No, no. I mean, no, I think this is education. This is education because growing up, I think we kill ourselves off by all these sweet, sweet stuff, and then after a while, when we become sensible, and we go to doctors and we have diabetes and all those sort of things, we have to cut them off. But
Cut them
when
off.
we're,
That's true.
but when we're young, we're just going straight at it. I don't know what happened to Michelle, but while you're here, and the whole education bit, it is not just about the job bit; it's also about nationhood and people understanding. Because I'm of the view that, well, this is not something I have to view. People always say that they got persons always talking about that government, it is in their interest to keep people uneducated
Mhm.
in, in order to achieve their objective. So
Yes.
they try to
Well,
keep people less less knowledgeable of certain things. Go on, I said that
Yes.
one.
Dependency theory, Silburn.
Mm,
Dependency theory.
mm,
I trying to remember the author that came up with it back in the 60s. But it was a Caribbean phenomena first with
yeah.
our politics. That this is something that is structured, this is engineered.
Mm,
That remember
mm,
that one of the first goal goal of any politician is to remain in power. Well, first
yeah.
attain power and then remain in power. Now, if it is that the people that you are dependent on them to bring you to power by electing you, um,
Mm,
can think independent of you, then they won't value you. So now you have to elevate yourself as the quote unquote savior of the people. That's why,
mm,
for example, you probably can remember in Jamaica, if you went to certain high schools, they pushed you into certain jobs to people in your community because them
of
mm,
say
course.
you're the brain boy, you're a brain girl, you
yeah.
know. So if you think that you know a little bit more than them, remember that our politics evolved out of few who could read, not even the few who
Yeah.
had degrees, and the few who could read. And if
Mm,
they or could read, they then would come and tell the people. The people would sit around in groups and say, "Tell us, bossy, what have you learned?" And because you
Yeah.
could tell them that what they don't know, they elevated you as their leader, their deliverer. So
mm,
it is in their interest to keep you ignorant of what's going on. And I think our politics and politicians globally have ridden that wave over the last couple of decades. That by the less of what is required to be known being put out there to everybody, then they can then become the persons that swoop in and be the
My
all
brother, it is
encompassing
evident.
saviors.
It is
Yeah, yeah,
evident.
what is
It
it,
yes.
is
Herbert?
evident because when you look at the qualified lawyers now, they're they're allowing themselves to be led by people who are so far less qualified than they are, and it's telling them how to do their jobs.
Yes. Can you sort of elaborate on that bit there, Herbert, when you said the lawyers are being led or allow themselves to be led? If your phone is, I know you're driving there, Herbert. Michelle, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I got a
Yes.
phone call in and it just knocked me out the
Yeah,
live.
that's all right. Um, okay, you were saying something, Michelle.
Yeah, I was
Before.
saying that,
Mm,
we were talking about the kids going to the library and stuff like that.
yes.
And I was saying my niece had a wedding, she had her wedding and she had the little Polaroid cameras that you snap and you have to turn it
Mm,
for for you to take the next picture. So
yes.
little girl, she was like 13. She's looking at me like, how do you work this camera? What is this? She's asking me,
Mm,
what is this? And I'm telling her it's a Polaroid camera. It's not our phone cameras, it's the camera that we used to use. We push it and we slide it, twist it for it to go into the next roll for you to take it. But it's like they don't know these things. You give them a
mm,
phone that we used to use and dial, they wouldn't even know how to do it. The dial phone that we used to have to put our finger in and dial
yeah.
it, and they wouldn't even know how to do that stuff. Kids don't go to the libraries no more. They don't. I know my mother used to take me every Saturday morning. I'm going to the library. I'm participating in the library and all that kind of stuff. Kids are not doing that no. They have everything at their fingertip, right at the fingertip.
But can I just say
Yeah,
though at the
Michelle,
same
could,
go on, Herbert. Go on, Herbert. Yeah.
could it be that the parents don't know any better?
Like
Because
now in this generation,
yes,
you're saying?
yeah. Because
I wouldn't
remember,
say.
There you go.
when as children
Hmm.
we were bound to do certain things. Going to the library is one. Going out to play football or cricket or whatever was
Hmm.
another. So we build our social interaction from there.
Mm.
Hmm.
Now the children are locked up in their living room playing video games.
Playing video games. I have a
Okay?
grandson that he loves to build and all that. And sometime I got to tell him, put the stuff down and get outside and go play. Go
Mm.
outside,
There
go
you
ride
go.
your bike, go play, go kick a ball, go do something. Get off that
Mm.
doggone that internet, or you just locked up in the house doing. Go outside and run, cause that's what we're used to doing.
I think you guys have and have raised a very critical point. Silver, you really just throw one wrench in the spoke a while ago. It's that education we can't always only put it on the politicians as leaders to educate our society.
Yeah.
Parenting and our different social circles are there to remind or even introduce certain things to kids. That
Mm.
so many of the parents now don't even know what to tell the children, that they are so dependent on the teachers and the
Hmm.
schools and the other
Hmm.
leaders. So
And
that
that's where they're going wrong.
that's where
Mm.
they're going wrong.
That's where they're going wrong, because what they're teaching our kids is Western world teaching that they're doing. It's not do nothing for our kids them. Not a thing for our kids them. Not at all.
I think I think the parents nowadays are more inclined to go into the schools to physically challenge the teachers,
Mm.
Yes, because they
right?
see the schools as daycares, not as
That correct,
institutions of
correct.
Mm-hmm.
Not,
There
not,
you
Mm-hmm.
go.
not the team. Well, I tell you what. New York City said something a while ago. I see a lot of Indian kids at my library, and while at the same time, uh, I believe, as you rightly say, Bella, it's important and it's incumbent upon parents to ensure that their children are educated, and especially with the whole teaching of Marcus Garvey and so like that. I believe that it is up to us to be teaching and empowering our children about Marcus Garvey. I think it's up to us to be teaching our children about Black history and all those sort of things. I'm not waiting for a February or an October to teach these different things. It's about the whole education process. So the
Mm-hmm.
question you got to ask yourself is this: should we then not relegate ourselves and say things have changed now? These things are in the past. We got to leave them now. Listen to this. Leave them now to social media and phones. And guess what? These guys are just programming them. All
That's
of these
all it
things are
is.
programming. They're programming them. And then so while we're going to bed and everything like that, and our children have these phones, somebody is out there programming them, teaching them.
Of course, that's the way it is.
Uh,
Of course. Even watching the TV, you're being programmed. Even watching TV, I'll be programmed. What do
Mm,
they say? We will return with our regular programming after these messages.
mm,
Okay? Then I program you.
no, but I mean, it is said that if you want to hide something from a black man, put it into a book,
but there are a lot of black people writing books now.
right?
There's a lot of black people that's
Yes,
A lot
writing
of
books
black
and a
people.
yeah,
lot of
yeah,
black
yeah, yeah.
people that's reading books now.
A lot of black people writing books, but the layman on the street, he's more inclined to sit down and listen to
Breaking up. You're breaking up.
Yeah. Let's go on to that point there.
um
As what? Sorry, Herbert, go on. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Robert is okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
in
go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
instead of picking up a book that is written by someone in academia to understand what is going on, they're likely to pick up some today's scandal and add their piece to it and say it is true.
Mm.
So the mindset of the people must change before anything can happen.
And when you say the mindset of the people, you go the mindset of which people?
The adults, if the adults' mindset don't change, they cannot impact anything to the children.
All right. Listen to what New York City said. My library is dominated by middle class early learning, mainly inhabited by Indians and white middle class. And I wouldn't be surprised if Eaton and all these guys and all these places, I don't know, maybe I get an inside person there, might be even banning social media and all these things and certain and putting them straight to writing because a lot of children don't write more. They don't write. I mean,
Mm-mm.
No,
people hardly even write now.
No, sir. Those days are over.
Yeah.
You remember when you used to have your pen pal letters that you used to write pen pal letters and stuff like that?
My daughter has one. She's 12
Oh,
and
really?
from Australia. She always looking for the letters. They write letters.
Okay. Yeah, you do. Well, she's rare because you don't find kids doing that no more.
Oh yeah, she fucking. It's interesting. It's interesting, isn't it? Whereby these days you can just write something simply by internet, social media, WhatsApp, whatever, and you're instantly and they're
Yeah, get out there.
writing letters to each other and waiting for weeks for it to come. As a matter of fact, based on all the postal services in the UK, Herbert, they might not even get any letters anymore now, innit? They should shut it down.
As a matter of fact, the kids them know probably don't even know if a back a letter, back a envelope.
Michelle, I don't know if you know what is happening over here in the UK regarding the postal service.
Oh no, what's happening?
Herbert, break it down for her.
well,
Oh no, I didn't hear about
today,
that one.
to, since 1999, the post office installed a software by a company, Fujitsu, called Horizon. And it was a software that could have been manipulated from within an office. And since then, over 700 support, over 700, close to 1,000 sub postmasters have
Mm,
been arrested and charged for fraud or theft from the post office.
yes.
Um, it went on for a while. People committed suicide. People lost all their earnings. People lost their livelihood. Now, recently, a, a group of sub postmasters came out and started an investigation. And the government has now chipped in, which they should have done from a long time, and is
Mm,
looking for compensate the victims or expunge their conviction. Now, today,
mm,
news broke that the post office was 100 million pounds
mm,
owing to the tax department. In that 100 million pounds, of the post office
Breaking up
and
bad.
not
breaking up.
to the victims of the justice.
So in a nutshell, Michelle, what is happening?
Yes, that's what I was hearing say. Give it to me in
It's
a
a
nutshell.
it's a major scandal. It's a major scandal. It's a bit something similar to even the Windrush thing, and there's something which I'll touch, which I'll say shortly. A lot of these postal persons, masters, were responsible for the post office, this system which was in place, when they're trying to balance their books, they weren't getting balance. And then all of a sudden, a lot of them were being accused for stealing and theft. A lot of them went to jail as well. And lo and behold, it found out it was a system that was there, and so now the government is paying out a lot of money, like 75,000 to some to just randomly, 163,000. They are paying out in
So like
different
who
ways
paying out to who? I don't
to the,
understand.
to the postal masters, those who were unjustly went to prison and all those sort of
Arrested.
things, arrested.
So okay, who do you guys call it? Postman, we call it the mailman here. Is that the postal
All
master
right.
that you called over there?
No, Michelle, what it is that we have one organization, the Royal Mail.
Yes.
Now, outside of that, they have like little corner shops, mom and pop store,
Mm.
and they put a branch in it, in a little district or township or
Oh.
something like that,
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
right?
Mm.
And they they were now accused of of the fraud in the post office, of the fraud in Royal Mail.
Yeah.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay. So what do you call the royal mail? I don't know what is the royal mail.
The postal
The
service.
Oh.
the postal service. It's like
Yeah.
how
Oh, because like
the
here
US
in the
have
United States,
USPS.
the postal service is postal service, but it's run by the feds. That's the federal.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Here
So
it's different. It's independent.
oh, okay. Now,
Yeah.
now I'm
Yeah.
getting the understanding. Okay. It's
Yeah.
independent. Okay.
Just,
Okay.
hold a second. Hold a second. Robert. Oh, okay, New York. He just dropped out a while ago. Okay. Yeah. 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 So that's the essence of it. But what is so very interesting about this is that a lot of the government is paying out a lot of money to this injustice, but a lot of people from the Windrush are still waiting to get their money. You know.
Well,
Oh wow.
the thing is still burn,
Mm.
right? The post office are too involved in this payment in the restitution, because they're saying that for someone to be to be compensated, they should not have a criminal conviction.
Yeah.
So in other words, they have the money, but they don't want to pay it out because these people have have since gotten a criminal conviction in court, which the Crown Prosecution Service was not involved in it. Neither was the police was involved in it. It was a group of bounty hunters from the post office who got a commission based on the amount of people that was arrested.
Yes. Yes.
Mm.
Yes. All
Right?
right. Mm. All right.
So
That's
we
too
find
much.
ourselves in a situation. We find ourselves in a situation now where they're saying that because of the debt that is owed to the tax to HMRC, the post office may find itself insolvent.
Yes. Yes.
So no
Yes.
more post office.
No, we got post
Might
office.
not be.
But at the rate of how things are happening, you may have to. You can't go send me the cake. You
Oh
can't,
wow.
you can't go post it. But
Yeah,
anyway,
post it.
yeah. Anyway, in moving on from that, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for those joining on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Please share this video. Um, tomorrow night, at 9 o'clock UK time, I'll be having Miss Rosalie Hamilton. We're going to be talking about improving governance and human rights in Jamaica. And Rosalie is a professor. I've heard on the show a few times, and she's now doing the rounds on different stations. I think she's on
I think
Vatican
she's on
tonight.
Radican right
On
now.
Vatican tonight, yeah. We had a chat earlier, and it's about it's this is another part of education. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a part of education. So that's going to be at 9 o'clock tomorrow night for about an hour, and we're going to do something like it. every 2 weeks, regular. Every time we don't have to be with her, but with key persons like Daniel from Advocacy, from National Integrity Action, also JAMP. These organizations, which are advocates group, that tend to try to seek for transparency from the government. And for me personally, my only interest in this is more education, is giving people an opportunity to understand and to see certain things. That's what we set the stage a while ago about education, but educating from the political angle, because I really believe that even with the constitutional reform, which is being talked about, we are not seeing a high level of education so the average person in Jamaica can understand. And we know who are the people that will make a big difference at any election. It is not going to be the top and notch, the upper notch, or the top class people. It's normally the persons who, I'm not going to even say uneducated or whatever like that, but it's normally persons that the government and will try to control and flash them up with the green and the orange and all those sort of things. And people will have to understand that this is a new era. We cannot afford to have these sort of um, weaponizing of election going on, if that's the right way of saying it. You know. So we're gonna be doing that program there on every other 2 weeks with different person. And I'm also gonna have Matunda McCullough as well, looking at things, because the one of the latest things which has happened, and I don't know if you guys have heard it, and it is very interesting. I find it very interesting. There's a gentleman called Mr. Barnett and his wife. They are He was a part of National Water Commission, and apparently they built this property or so, but it infringed in certain areas. And apparently the Integrity Commission said that they should be charged for criminal offense. But guess what? The statute of limitation is gone over a year, so they get away. I don't know if you heard about it,
Because
Michelle.
when Christie wrote the report,
Yes, and I think that's sad. That's very sad. That is messed up. That is messed up.
Herbert, I think you're trying to come in, Herbert. Herbert is having an issue there.
write his reports, the powers that be allow that report to get cobweb, to get dust, to get all kind of contaminated elements on it, and nobody has a chance to read it, right? Because goes for the jugular,
Mm. The what?
asking for permission. And that is what happened in this case. Even the
Yeah.
prime minister is asking for his resignation
It,
because
the fact-
he knows
mm,
no boundaries,
mm.
right? And I think
Let's. Sorry. Herbert. I think Herbert is on the road there. Michelle, pick up on that. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I can't pick up on that because I kind of missed out on the last part
Yeah.
that he
Anyhow,
said.
what is being said now, and I was listening to Champion that says that legal experts say agency bungled chance for criminal prosecution in wake of NWC boss housing development breaches. Um, one of the things about this over here in the UK, if somebody build a property and it infringes some certain things, the council would get them to tear it down. So even though the gentleman here, apparently, the one here has gone, and based on the law, he cannot be charged for criminal offense. But the question is, the infringement which took place, will it remain? And over here in the UK, they'll tear it down and they'll have to rip it down.
Mm-hmm.
Will it remain? you know? And it says it was the Natural Resources Conservation Authority that botched the potential criminal prosecution of suspended National Water Commission boss Mark Barnett and his wife for breach of a permit for the St. Andrew housing development, and the NRC has oversight responsibility. It is very interesting, isn't it? That even the guy with the X5, the one that killed that little boy, the affluent guy, he's still, they didn't find him. Or, you remember that case, the KC guy, Michelle?
No, I don't remember that,
Royal Reed, the guy who is in charge of education and being charged. Well, I don't know. Sorry, I don't know if he's been charged or whatever like that. Him still out there, innit? You know. So, so those who are the big guys, them tend to never go away unscathed. But if the
No.
but if the young chap who wants some food to eat,
Mm-hmm.
jump over King's house there,
Them catch it, them pick him up fast, fast.
them catch him up, you know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Can I tell you this? Can I tell you this? And because I'm not going to stay long tonight, because I have a busy day tomorrow. My daughter's birthday was a couple of days ago, and we're going somewhere
Happy
tomorrow.
birthday to your
Yeah,
daughter.
yeah. Um, have you seen what's going on in the world in regards to Houthi and what America and the UK like shot? Have you followed that up? Of course, I
Yes,
know what you're gonna say.
I've been following it, but let me tell you something. With the oil, the rig, the ship,
Yeah.
America stole from them first, and them just go back and get where America they take from them.
Oh, you mean the Houthis?
Who? Yeah, I thought you was talking about Yemen with the war that
Yeah,
started
yeah,
over
yeah,
there.
Yemen. Yeah, you Houthis
Right,
from Yemen.
right.
Yes, yes,
And
yes,
that's what
yes, yes.
happened. America
Yeah.
took their oil, and this is what they did. Them start take back them oil and them get back them oil. Okay,
Mm,
and
yeah. Mm.
that's what happened. And I don't blame them. Take it back. So no, guess what? No. Oh, I'll
Mm.
probably will go up to $7 a gallon. No,
But
because America, when they took it, that's when it dropped down. Because our oil rate is very good now. We have
yes.
good gas rate right now. But no, with this happening, it's gonna go up to like $7 a gallon.
Uh, but of course, you know that if they're not able to use that particular route, and I have a picture here. I'm gonna
Let's
put
see. Hmm.
they're gonna have to go some longer route, and it's gonna cost us more. So how
Hmm.
does that? How does that? Okay, let's look at this here. This is the route. Can you see that?
Hmm.
Yeah. So Israel, the Red Sea, easy,
Hmm. Yep.
and go on there, so and then if they go this one, see the normal situation, ship carry containers, container checked,
Hmm.
ship. Hold on. Let me stop a second. Something coming through. Some breakthrough. I'm having a breakthrough here. Hold on. Bashment.
Still brand new
Vita.
world. How you doing? How you doing? Pleasant evening and happy new year.
Well, happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. It's been a while, Vita.
It's been a while. Sometimes you have to take yourself away to reinvent yourself, Michelle.
That's right. That's right.
That's what you sometimes you just have to do you. So
When I,
but
when I, when I'm saying you take myself away. You the Christian song.
but
Vita, you looking good there, though.
why thank you, darling. Same to yourself. I've seen you a couple nights and I was like, you stay young. It must be the Florida water. Uh, must say. But it's self reflection and just looking after number one.
Yes.
And that's
Yes.
is and you know what, Michelle, I listen every night faithfully. It's just
Wait, you're staying on the bushes.
I say it in the dark and in the right.
Okay.
Night, Silver know me and passionate about education and learning, and I was listening tonight, and I said, you know what, I love what's going on. I love the show.
Mm.
You know, for the world out. You need to make a difference when it comes to education. So,
Well, well, no problem. Let's go back in and hear your thoughts on the whole education bit there.
well, I'm gonna say that growing up, Silver. Now we grew up in the same um,
Yeah.
time, and St. Ansbia Library was like the place to be.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
remember Mr. Campbell? You remember Mr. Campbell?
right. Yeah, right. And it was at that time that's all we had, library. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
go to, it was where we'll go. Um,
Yes.
and even my children, they still have their library cards right now in the area where I live. The library is very vibrant with the kids, and they still use the. Unfortunately, it's mostly um not the black students, but mostly the Indian, the Chinese that are still using it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so the fact is that the education part of it, we need to look to see where are we going wrong. There was
Mm,
one point where we could not read, not allowed to read, and now we have that, and we are not making use of it. Encyclopedia,
mm,
one of my favorite. Um, that I personally gonna buy the whole set of it and keep for my great grand.
yeah.
Girl, my mother used to do that, honey. We had a
Right.
whole pretend encyclopedia. My mother did all of that.
Mm,
Exactly, and not only that is that it's something that we grew up on, but we still have to accept the changes as far as AI and accept the change as far as technology. This is where they are, and
Mm-hmm.
when I hear someone say that they're lazy, and they are not. This is what they're used to.
mm,
Remember using floppy disk and showing this to my grandmother. She's like, "What is that?" And it's the same
Mm-hmm.
way they used to say we. Or they didn't have the library to go to. And with floppy disk and all that, we are lazy. Um,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
something to store it on, we don't remember. So it's the same thing. We have to accept the fact that this is the changes that we are having,
Mm-hmm.
and that we have to embrace it. And how do we work to make sure that we meet the criteria of the new technology, what we are facing right now? I would not
Mm-hmm.
call them late because
Yes.
they
Yes.
work smarter. I have employees from 65 to 22, and the 22-year-old will work with the computer, and they will make sure they get the work done within a specific time, where my 65-year-old is still struggling to manually do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
So we have to accept that as far as one is better than not. I personally
You're
use
breaking up.
a lot.
You break up,
she,
Vita.
she back.
I
Oh,
personally
Mm.
use a lot because we have to
Vita,
Vita wanna hear nothing.
oh, I'm breaking up. It's Herbert.
yeah. Okay.
Herbert. Once Herbert came in, I stopped.
Is your bird fault, isn't it?
I think I heard about fault too.
But also, Sharon, I want to touch on the base as far as educating the people.
Yeah.
Michelle, let me ask you a question. In America, do the government come to our house and educate us about politics? No, they do not.
No, they
Same thing
do
in
not.
Mm.
the UK. So to say that the Jamaican government is not educating the people, who educate us? All of us that's on the platform, who educate us about politics? We have to educate ourselves.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
You cannot blame that on the government to say you need to educate the people. No. If you stay ignorant to make me better, that is your fault. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
get better. So you want to stay ignorant, you stay ignorant. So you
Yeah.
cannot say the government is not educating the people.
I
No,
think
it's
the
not the
educate.
government to educate
I,
the people. I
I,
wouldn't
I
say that.
I think
Uh,
the education bit, though, just to come in there, I think the education bit is there's a major thing which is happening in Jamaica regarding the constitutional reform, which is led by the government, and it is something which is led by Minister Malahu Fort.
I found
And
my perfect somewhere at the newly opened art
what's that?
hotel.
Is
Someone
that
needs
me?
to mute him.
Is that me? Okay. And on that basis, there, the government is on a quest to remove the king as the head of state and whole thing regarding the reform of the constitution. So on that basis, I believe that, and the government has said it regarding their town hall meetings, they're on a quest to educate, to let the people understand what is happening. Who do you think should be educating the people on that particular issue regarding constitutional reform? That is the sole point I'm talking about, Vita. That's the
Agreed.
sole point I'm talking about.
Agreed.
but
Yeah,
But
well,
here in
it shouldn't be
America,
the government.
yeah.
I think
Hold on.
that should be taught
Yeah,
in school. It should be like subject that you're picking up from like in when you're in middle school that is teaching you about these things. Because I know I had when I came here from second grade. I mean, now United States from in a second grade, and it's like going to school They teach us about politics and voting and all that kind of stuff. But I know it's not in the school system now. They're not teaching it now in the school system. But I
Michelle,
know it was taught to me back then.
do you go to the town hall meeting in your community? Because every community in America have a town hall meeting that
Hmm.
whatever is going on. Do you go to your town hall meeting?
Yes, I do.
Well, if they have town hall meeting in Jamaica too. We might probably call it a different name, but do the people show up? So we have to
Vita,
educate ourselves.
one of the reasons are, right, is that the language that are being used in Jamaican politics is way beyond some people's pay grade. They do not understand it. And because it is not being used for people to understand, nobody's engaging. Right?
What do you
You
mean
can't
for
blame the
people
government
not
for
to
that
understand?
either. You cannot blame the government. You cannot blame the government for it because the schooling has been provided. Now, what they do when they go to school is another thing.
It's not what they do, it's the courses that is implemented in the school. That's what I'm saying. The
Yeah,
subjects, the
but
classes that they have implemented in the education system in the school. So
Mm.
that should be a part of the education system, that it teaches you these stuff, a little bit about
yes,
politics, about banking. Or
that I
listen,
understand.
when meeting in a school, we had banking. They teach us how to bank. We had my
Yeah.
mother had us open up our little banking account in school. We had our little savings account in school that
Red
it
book.
teach you off a bank. It teach you off to do all of them things. We know it not in the system no more. It's not here either in the United States anymore.
You can
Let's,
hardly find about nowadays.
yeah, yeah. Lester, good evening. How are you, boss? I say
Evelyn,
Lester, Vita.
Evelyn.
Confuse us. Who is who? Lester, Vita, Lester. Yes.
Hi, Lester. Nice to meet you.
I remember that day.
Hi Vita, how are you?
I shall not speak.
Me quiet too. You know, see me quiet too.
Hello, my
And
wife. How
Nancy
are
said,
you?
Tenancy no.
I am
And
doing
Nancy
great,
said,
darling.
and Nancy said, Tenancy no pilot dance, only interference.
Mm.
And I said,
Uh, the show done. Look at it. Look at it.
Look on him. Hmm. Yes, Silver. Look on him.
Man, man can't
Look on
talk.
the smile. Look at the
man
smile.
can't speak.
Look on the smile.
Silver, the show must go on.
The show was gone.
Yes, Silver. Sure, must go on, Silver. Silver, don't be like CVM TV. We're all caught up with Miss Kitty. You understand me? You must be diverse.
All caught up with us.
Who is Miss Kitty?
Oh
Oh, dear
God.
Lord.
You don't know who Miss Kitty is. You
He
know.
does. He's
No,
busy.
no, no. I'm just trying to say
I
it's not
know. I
it's
know.
not
You don't
relevant.
even know.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
sorry, you're saying about it.
yeah, I think people are giving the government too much credit for something that the people should have been doing,
Mm.
right? The parents should have been taking the initiative to ensure that their children learn the basic outside of school, right? The teachers should also ensure that they have played their part in the development
Yeah,
of children, right?
yeah.
This blaming government thing for everything which is it's wrong,
It
Mm-mm.
is.
You
Agreed.
can't.
right?
You can't. You can't. No, it's wrong. It is wrong.
It is wrong. And I blame modern day grandparents. Yeah?
Vita, you that modern day grandparents?
So
Modern day
Me's a
modern day
modern
grandparents.
day
grandparents are too
grandparent.
young.
Michelle.
Me's a modern day
Yeah?
grandparent, I would say. I guess.
Modern day grandparents have taken the responsibility of raising their grandchildren.
Mm-mm. Well, no, no,
Hence,
me's not that.
hence taking the responsibility
Of
from the
raising your
parents.
child and
The
spoiling your
parents
grandchildren.
cannot say anything to the child because the grandparents defend the child good or bad. It is
Mm-mm.
wrong.
I
Mm-mm.
saw I saw a video of a guy the other day, and it was a joke video. I mean, he stand up and he said he's looking back at his mother having fun with his children, doing things that he used to get beaten for.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They were jumping and cheering and everything. And
Yes.
he said he used to get beaten for those things that his grandmother
Well,
used
this
to.
is what they say. You raise your child and you spoil your grandkids. It's not
It shouldn't
raise your
happen.
grandkids and spoil your child.
It shouldn't
You know.
happen.
That is not
Hmm.
new. That is not new. My grandmother spoiled me. That is not
It
new.
it, it,
Right.
it, it, it
Exactly.
shouldn't
So it should.
happen.
But you see, you
Right?
find for real most in this generation. No, it is true that the grandkids them are the ones that are raising the grandkids them instead of spoiling the grandkid, them are raise the grandkid when them supposed to raise them children.
Okay, I don't see how the grandparents can.
Um,
That's out of
uh,
my league.
s-
Yeah.
gentle people. And Silburn, I hear you and other persons over the past few months pushing this agenda about the constitution reform and how the population should be educated about it. And I agree. However, the reality is announce a town hall meeting in Rima, announce a town hall meeting in Spanish Town, Greendale, Spanish Town, and see how much persons come out. Yeah, you're gonna have very little, and this is not just because of politics, you know. When the
Yeah.
Portmore leg of Highway 2000 Portmore Road toll was being built, the PJ Patterson administration went above and beyond to educate and inform the Portmore residents of what is going to happen before that road was built, you know, right?
Mm.
I can give
Hmm.
them credit that they went almost every community, and at that time it was maybe like 22 communities make up Portmore at the time, and they went everywhere. Sometimes 5 people turn out, 2 people, sometimes 100, sometimes 50, sometimes 10 turn out, right? And they wanted the interaction of the communities, and nobody turned up for it. So what they did, them build the road. So if the communities are come out in numbers and say, listen, we do not want a toll to enter our um, domicile community, there wouldn't be a toll road on Portmore now. But nobody turned up.
But you see, here
So
you
that is the
have your
problem we're having, you
councilman.
know.
Here you have your councilman that will go around and enlighten their community about these things in the U.S. Where you have your
Two different
council.
society you talk about. Why you compare US?
I
Mm.
Two
don't want
different
to do it
society
all
you
the
talk
time.
about.
Everything want to do no always I bring in where other country I do. So why me can't do it?
I I I live in the Netherlands.
Yeah, well,
No, but
every time we talk when it's politics, y'all say what America is doing or
But
what this is doing and all
the
them things.
council, no, I don't do that. The councilman would be your local government councillor, your mayor, and the other councillors, right? But I'm saying,
Mm.
if the councillors are, who the councillor am I gonna talk to?
Yeah, but you see,
If
Lester,
people not
when
hear
you
about
don't
money in
know
them
better,
pocket and jobs and them something there,
when our people don't know better, them can't do better.
no.
Mm.
So you see, when if
But
they
Jamaica
are
is not that
not,
type of society. That's what I'm saying. So
I,
you
my
I
have to
question.
catch them at a political meeting.
yeah, but as well as the language that are being used are too complicated for the common man on the street. They do not have average understanding for some big words where the prime minister, the minister of finance, are coming for them to understand it. And
Mm.
the politicians do not have the ability, they do not possess the ability to break it down. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Herb,
So
Herbert, I
you
disagree
go to a
strongly.
meeting,
I have been
you
to
go to a
meetings.
meeting,
I have been
yeah,
I have been to town hall meeting with PJ Patterson. I have been to
yeah,
town hall meeting with PJ Patterson, Anthony
yeah,
Hilton. other guys. And when them talk to, especially town hall meetings, them talk regular.
Regular stuff.
Vita and I were just at a town hall meeting in November. November, right, Vita?
Yes.
November. And the Prime Minister came there and spoke, and they spoke common language everybody could understand.
But what is the problem then where you're not getting people to engage? Is it because of their
This is
favorite
what I'm saying,
politicians is not
Herbert, is
there,
that
or the policies that are being mooted are not being accepted? Which one?
Let's
no,
go
I
to
don't
let's
think
go to
it has
Michelle then.
You
anything
would
to do
have
with
to
that.
educate them at a political rally. What
Hold
I'm
on.
saying to you, you'd have to educate them at a political rally.
All right, let's hear what Michelle says. Okay, let's just say at the political rally.
What Herb is saying is why they're not showing up to the town hall meeting. This is where it comes back to, if you don't know better, you can't do that. If you don't know it, you can't do it. Okay? So if they're not, if this is not ingrained in them from them coming up through school to know about these things, and for this to be implemented in the community, that okay, you have a council. I don't know how it runs in Jamaica really, because me grew up here
Mm,
in America. Okay, and my people them are really into politics like that back home in Jamaica.
mm.
But if you know, then you'll do. You know what I'm saying? So if them don't know, them not gonna come to the town hall, because they don't really know what a town hall meeting is about and what it's really, what it entails. Them not look on that, because them mind are dead, so. No, if it was something that you're in school and you grow up and you know about these things, and they're teaching this kind of, then you're into it. So yeah, you'll find more people coming out to the town hall meetings and stuff like that. But the
There-
people them are illiterate when it comes on to politics in
Correct.
Jamaica.
there- there-
Illiterate when it comes on to
there's a
politics.
takeaway from this. There's a takeaway from this, and there's something that I flag up with Rosalie Hamilton as well. And the point that Lester said is brilliant. Is that there's these town hall meetings. There are
Mm-hmm.
these meetings. The bypass, we said in Portmore, was being done. The people did not turn out. Opportunity was there for them. Question now we got to ask in 2024, 2023, 24, why are the people not turning out to be educated and to understand something such a major significance as a
Mm-hmm.
constitutional reform, whereby you're going to replace the king with an executive or a ceremonial president or so? Why the people are not keen? Why we're not seeing a take up of something which is such a fundamental nature? And where at the same time the people are going to be the one that goes to the polls, and therefore they need to understand as well, and somehow they need to be at a high level of education to say this is not something that should be um, done along a party line, you know. So the
You're
question,
saying they should be Silburn, but they're
sorry,
not.
sorry,
You're saying they should be, but they're not. Them the
what
deadest.
what they should be what?
Like they should, be like they should know, or they should be doing. But if you don't know, you can't
Yeah,
do it. Them not know it, so them not gonna do it.
somebody just said on
Don't know
TikTok.
what,
And
Michelle? I'm
and
confused.
to me, about the politics and about, the king and the changing and all this kind of stuff, they're not literate on those stuff. They don't know those things, so it's not going to be interested in them. the,
Correct.
the, the, the little man them in Jamaica right now, you know what them a think about? For feed, for eat. And that them a think about. You think them a think about no town hall meeting right now? Them a think about the next food for eat tomorrow morning, or the next food for eat, or them all feed them pitney. So right now, that is not even on their mind right now. No town hall meeting, cause them don't they, them they're suffering.
Mm.
In
So that's the last
The,
thing on their mind right now.
Michelle, in every society you have the rich and the poor.
You have
Michelle,
the
in
rich and the
every
poor, and right now
society,
we
and
don't
you
even
have
have middle
poor
class no
people
more.
in Michelle, in Florida, you have the trailer park, you have the
Mm-hmm.
ghetto, Here in
Mm-hmm.
Maryland, I live in the more prominent neighborhood, but if I drive 2 blocks over, that I will not drive during at nighttime. I will not even drive there daytime.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Where I live, I could leave my door open. So in every society, you have that, right?
Is that where Andrew
But
got that idea from? Leave your door
Jamaica
open.
is an island. It's
Vita,
considered a
Is that where
third world
Andrew?
I
country.
can't hear Vita. Vita,
So
you're
the
kind
fact
of
is that the same college in
Right.
Jamaica.
Yeah.
Vita, come
Vita
back
didn't hear
again.
what
You kind of like
Silburn
was
and I went
chipping.
to the same college.
Oh God, Vita, you
Can
kind of
you cut off. Sorry.
you cut
Hello?
out, Vita.
Go for it,
Okay, go
Vita.
ahead. Try
Yes.
again.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So Silburn and I went to the same college in Jamaica. And we left Jamaica and came here and got higher education, top of the line
Mm.
education. So you are telling me that you have Jamaican who sit there and can't feed their kids. They shouldn't have kids in the first place, number one. Okay, fine, things happen. And they cannot feed their kids. And this is the government fault?
I
No,
didn't say
I
that,
passed. I'm
Vita.
in Jamaica at least 3, 4 times. I'm in Jamaica 3, 4 times, Jamaica, and I pass some people selling mango, some selling guineas. They make sure they put the effort because they don't have the formal education to go do a certain job. They make sure they
Mm-hmm.
get up. My grandmother did not have a college education. She have a high school education. She feeds
Mm.
6 children plus me. She makes sure she go out there and she do what necessary to be done. So is my grandfather. My grandfather went away and program to work and feed us. So Michelle, I can't. The people who sit in Jamaica and say they can't feed their kids, Michelle, I can't be sorry for them. That's their choice. If you can't
Mm.
feed yourself, you have no right to having children. So you
well,
up and
to
do
that I
Vita,
something
will
to
say,
parents.
Vita, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
I said it. I said what I said. It is what it is. They love too much handout and I'm tired of it. Go do something. Stop depending on the government. The government is there to run the country, not to feed every child that parents refuse to feed. It's disgusting what
to
happened when I go down there and see people want handout. Do something for yourself. Motivate yourself. All of us right here motivate ourselves and we work and we went for higher education. Do something.
Can I just say though, at the
Educate
same time
yourself.
that
When you're gonna
yeah, yeah. Can I just say at the same time that the purpose of government is also to set a sort of oiling mechanism or the environment in order for people to have a better standard of living.
Mm-hmm.
The prime minister, for argument's sake, was right when he said he wants people to be able to go to sleep with their doors open. The government is right when he said, I want crime to go down, so I want to establish a ministry of peace. I want to look at things as hate speech. The point about is that that is directly impacting and will affect persons within communities. So government actually plays a role with that. Somebody just said here on Instagram, we only need to ask, what is the purpose of government? What is the role of a government in any society? And he said, I don't agree with Vita, you know. So I think we've got to be very measured in a sense. And I hear what you say, Vita, that if people can't, you know, for me, for argument's sake,
Every,
we only have two
everybody's
children.
different, Vita,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
probably get your opportunity where you get and you take it. Not a lot of people have the same opportunity as you that you could have gotten a higher education. So me not put on nobody. And if people go out there
I
and
would hasten to
them
add.
have them pitney, and it's just the fact that you're in a country that is
I'm
hard
not
or
putting them
whatever.
down. I'm not putting them down. I'm
In a way, that's the way me hear the talk going. That you shouldn't have no picnic and man. That is
No,
you
that's not what Vita
and
is saying.
Silburn. And yes,
That's
that's
not what
good for
Vita
you
is
that you
saying.
did come. I want to get a
Mm,
higher education.
yeah.
I want to make it
That's
happen for you.
Michelle.
Not everybody's like you guys. Not
All right.
everybody
That's
see
not
you
what
say.
Vita is
I'm
saying.
not gonna put
What
them
Vita
down
is
because of
saying.
that.
All right. Let's see what
What
Vita is saying via Herbert.
what Vita is saying is that for a society like Jamaica where the GDP is very low,
Mm,
there are um
yeah.
too many people having children not knowing where their next meal is coming from.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, they're highly dependent upon the handouts.
Mm,
They're highly dependent on going to Western Union, Jamaica National to see what their relatives are sending from overseas for them. Right? That's what I get from what Vita is saying. And I will add that for Jamaican society, there are too many lazy people in Jamaica. Right?
Yeah, we have
You
them.
have
We
brilliant
have them that
minds
I look
there.
for the handout for truth.
Right? You have brilliant minds in Jamaica.
Yes.
But they're overshadowed
Yes.
by the people who think that everybody overseas owes them something and must send a barrel every Christmas or every 6 months so they can live. They don't want to plant a little callaloo bed, little cabbage, raise 2 chicken. It's too hard. That work is too hard for them to do. And because of that, they're highly dependent upon the remittance services, as also the government, who every year come out and say, "Boy, Jamaica society, the economy is boosted by remittance services." They need to change. They need to find something viable to do.
Well, me always say me no know old people starving in Jamaica in our island. Old people starve. I can't see it either because there's some fruits. How much things is there that you can really do and for say, start your own gardening or your own this where you can have your own
Exactly.
food. If you even for
That's what
say
Vita is
not eat
saying.
no meat, it be a
There's
vegetarian then. What have
there's
you if you
plants
can't buy
everywhere.
if
There's wild bread. There's breadfruit trees. There's mango trees that go everywhere. Actually,
exactly.
sorry. Go ahead,
I'm gonna
Michelle.
say
I'm
that.
sorry.
That why there shouldn't be no hungry people in Jamaica really. If you can't buy meat,
Well,
just to buy no meat. Eat some veggies and some fruits.
yeah, it's a very challenging. It's a very challenging point. Issue here, and but I'm gonna go back to and the takeaway I said what Lester said is why people are not wanting to empower themselves when the opportunity exists, Peter. You know why people do not want to empower themselves when, but then at the same time, I think it was Herbert and
Yes, it's
Michelle said
there.
people are people are thinking about them food, them belly. So them Evita, because they don't have that sort of comfort in a sense. So therefore their felt need. Their felt need is
Is
food.
all me I'll eat tomorrow. All
How
me
many
picking them and
more?
picking them now
Me no,
no
me no,
no
me no
food.
business about no king and no queen.
Silver.
The king stay.
Right.
Sorry. Go on, Vita. Yeah. No, say
Vita?
Vita. Say it. Let it go.
Vita.
Silver, you know
Yeah,
of a fact where we grew up.
yeah.
I'm sorry, Michelle.
Go
I
on, Vita.
can't
Where
hear
we
you,
grew up, there's
Vita.
breadfruit tree, there's ackee tree, there's all kind of fruit trees. So when you're gonna say, oh, they're hungry, when they're gonna say that they're hungry and the government not feeding them, I cannot buy that. I cannot buy that because you can ask a neighbor for a 6 breadfruit and go sell it. Whatever you do, instead of getting it for free. That's what I'm saying. No, I know of a fact of jobs available for people in Jamaica last week, and people refuse to say, well, I can't do that right now. There are jobs available and they cannot find people to work. So how do you explain that, Michelle? I know of 6 open jobs right now, and people refusing to work. They're still open, and across the island there are available jobs, and people they cannot find people to fill those positions. So how can you blame the government that they're hungry and cannot feed their kids when they refuse to work?
Well, no one is blaming the government. I'm not blaming the government. I'm just saying the reason why they're not probably
Hello.
showing up at the town hall meeting is because they're thinking about other things that affect them immediately. You understand me? That is affecting them immediately. So a town hall meeting is not on their mind right now. Me never
But
said nothing about, I'm blaming the government. No. All I'm
Not,
saying is that certain things need to be implemented in the school to educate the people that more in Jamaica, okay? And also the people in Jamaica, they're probably not showing up at the town hall meeting because they're worrying about things that is immediately affecting them right now for them kids them and their life at this time. You You understand? So that's how come they probably don't show up at the town hall meeting.
Last week when we had the show, yeah, and we got someone from the States, someone from
And it's
Jamaica.
very important that they should show up.
Yeah. Sorry, go on, Vita. Go on. I think you have a delay, but go on, Vita. Finish your point, Vita. I think you have a delay there, but go on. Say what you're saying, Vita. She have a delay
When I
going
go
on.
to the town hall meetings here, I ask question about my community. I ask
Exactly.
question what I ask question. So
Mhm.
the fact is that if you are worried about where you're gonna find food, go to the town hall meeting and talk with the person that represents you and said, okay, this is my concern as far as the basic is food. As far as shelter, food. So the basic is that you most likely live somewhere. So your next step is food. Speak with them. Where can I go? Is it that might be a food bank or something, whatever the case is. Go there for your concern. You want me to go there to speak for you because you cannot find food tomorrow. You will never find food if you just sit there. The Bible says, Silver, you're a Christian. Bible, the God help those who help themselves.
I wonder if that's in the scripture. Is that in the scripture? Somebody was asking one time if that is in the scripture. Somebody on TikTok saying they have no answers at these meetings. People are fed up. And
that is true too, Silburn.
Yeah,
that is
then-
exactly true as well.
and this is someone in Jamaica saying that, you see, how I'm looking at this is that there's got to be a middle road. There's got to, because if one is saying sometime that the government is not responsible or not to blame, then in a way, do you need the government? Because at the same time, the government is out there creating opportunities. Colonel Charles Jr. is getting jobs for people to go overseas on farm work. He's trying to stem the whole issue of some of them running off. But at the same time, the mischief behind the whole thing is that they're trying to create opportunities. Ed Bartlett is creating a lot of, through his work, he's creating a lot of tourism through hotel business. Wanting to, I interviewed him in London recently, wanting to create wanting to create opportunities. People have got to go to the farms, and the hotels will want to buy the coconut and whatever, and also the furnitures that they use as well, created from Jamaica. It is creating jobs. Yeah, go on, Herbert.
Remember now, right? When you talk about farming and woodwork and joinery, we're not talking about people in their 20s. We're talking about people in their 50s and their 60s. That's a dying breed. Right? I may have been one of a kind where at my age, I was deeply into farming.
Yeah.
Okay? But other young people in Jamaica know farming is too hard for them. All they need is a phone, a lead sheet, and they can change their accent and turn millionaire.
You see, I hear that.
Yeah.
And that is why I'm talking about that. There need to be some serious shift in Jamaica, whereby you can, as Peter says, some way to let people know that the phone and the scamming and the chopping is not going to be the long haul. They got to go farming. I don't know. Listen, there's got to be a wake-up call. And I believe at the same time, the government should play a part in the whole thing, inspiring, motivating, getting the people out there, right, Vita? Getting them to work. But if they don't want to work, you can't push them still. You can't, you know what I mean? It's a tricky one. But it is Houston is a problem. Somebody said they purchase farm produce. Well, they purchase farm produce. It's very cheap. They do not buy coconuts at reasonable prices.
My government not motivated me.
Huh?
Vita was told that you're the minister
as
of
you
Home
said,
Affairs.
my government is sleeping, as you always say.
I was told that you're the government.
You mean
Vita.
Biden?
My government is sleeping, as you said. I am still motivated to go out.
Sleep for Joe, sleep for true.
Is he there?
I am still motivated to go and do what needs to be done.
But Vita, Silberna asks the government of Jamaica for do something with the United Kingdom government now do, the Canadian government now do, and US government not doing.
No, Lester, the UK government is doing something. I'm gonna tell you what the UK government is doing. The
Well,
UK
maybe
government is.
Silver
Are
is
they
thinking that
motivating
Jamaica
people?
might make a difference.
Oh yes, they are motivating people to get out there and to work. Um, they got okay. Remember,
And
they got a
the
job.
and the government of Jamaica is not doing that.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you. They got a job center here as well, yeah, where they tell people and people get money and so like that. But what they're doing at the same time, they are putting some conditions on it to get people to go out there and to work. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? Um, even with the different the nursing bit and everything, the apprenticeship, they're creating apprenticeship for young people to create to get them an opportunity to get on the job ladder. For people who can't get on the housing ladder, they're creating opportunities for them in different ways. So left, right, and center, the government is being pushed to create opportunities for people.
Mm-hmm.
And law coming out of the COVID bit, they are and trying to set the mechanism or set the environment, But at the same time, as Vita said, and like myself, I always say I can operate within a conservative government or a Labour government, even though I'm conservative in the UK. It doesn't make a difference for me because I'm a go-getter. I'm a fighter. I'm from Ochi. Ochi.
Mm-hmm.
So Ochi people stay. We not watch no face, right, Vita? We just got through. You
From
know what I'm saying?
watching. You can watch my face.
Silburn, are you saying that no? What I want to know is Silburn, are you saying that the government of Jamaica is not motivating people to go out there and work?
Listen, this is what I'm trying to say to you, Lester. I said to you earlier, Vaz, what's his name? Ed Bartlett is doing stuff. I said to you, Andrew Holness is doing stuff. The question we got to ask ourselves is, why are the people not motivated? That's it. I didn't say the government is not doing anything. I gave you the examples. Ed Bartlett is creating job opportunities through the tourism business. Did I say
And
that?
Silver.
You're right,
Hold
Silver.
on, hold on, whoa. Just for the record. And I mentioned that Pernell Charles Jr. in the Labour is creating opportunities and trying to stop some of those guys from running off. Yeah. So therefore, the government is doing so. The answer that we need to find out is this: why are the people then not capitalizing on even jobs that I know you are putting out there and Vita is putting out there? Why are people
Silver.
moving to
Can I
these
say
things?
something? All
Go
right,
on,
go ahead,
Herbert.
Herbert.
Yeah.
When the government can give themselves between 200 and 300% pay increase,
Mm.
right? But the common man on the street, even if he
In my word.
works and get paid, he cannot afford the basic necessities
Herbert, I was just about to say that.
to
That's
run his
just what I was
house.
about to say.
It is not encouraging enough for them to go out
To
there
go
and
out
work.
and want to work. Exactly, Herbert. I was just about to say that. Because
Yeah?
what's the
Can
sense of you
I
getting up
reply?
and you can't even
After Michelle,
it's
Lester.
like the money that you're making is just for you to go back and forth to work. That's how it
Correct.
turned out to be.
Hold on, let me
So
put the picture together.
hold on.
The salary,
Yeah.
where them are paying
No,
them, it's like you can't even live off
no,
of that salary there.
Michelle, 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 Michelle. I need you guys to stop doing that. The government of Jamaica, Herbert, did not give themselves a 200% increase or 300% increase. That did not happen.
Really?
That did not happen.
It came from
It
the
was a particular level of persons in government that got that. So when you say the politician them, that is absolutely untrue. So you are
Well,
singling
listen,
out that
why you call
politicians
my name?
alone got no could hold on no.
let's
Herbert,
just
you are
speak.
saying that the politicians got this. That is not true. And remember, let's look at the parliamentarians increase and the councillors increase and the senators increase. It was 0.04% of the budget. 0.04% of the budget. Why don't we speak that nurses got an increase from 1.8 million to 8 million? Why are you not talking about that? Which nurse era run off now?
Lester.
Listen, I
No,
wasn't the one that talked about the percentage.
hold on, Michelle, hold
Let,
on, Michelle.
let's
The
speak.
minimum
Speak.
wage is now $13,000. The minimum wage is now $13,000. The government is not the one who is paying the minimum wage. The government have to take in consideration persons who employ people to ensure that, look here, if these people would continue to employ people, right, we have to put the minimum wage at a particular level to ensure that the continuity of businesses. Secondly, persons who don't have a business also employ people. So they have to pay these people who they employ from their salaries. So in order to have continuity of these employment also, right, we have to be at a manageable rate. So if you earn $100,000, I may pay somebody $13,000 per week, right? Or increase it to $30,000 per week out of $100,000 salary a month. How would that be tenable? So
All right.
we are asking the government of Jamaica to do something that the United States government not doing.
Okay, fair enough. I hear what
The
Michelle
richest
says.
government in the world not doing that.
Okay, Michelle,
Hold on.
Michelle, go for it, Michelle.
Listen, I never talk about when I said I agree with Herbert, I was talking about the salary of the people. Whenever I talk about where them get raised, the government get raised. That I wasn't talking about that. So you call Herbert on that part. I was saying the salary that the citizen, the regular citizens of Jamaica is making, it doesn't encourage them to say go out and really do the job because it's just getting you to the job and back home. You're not. There's nothing there for you to feed your family, to pay for the roof over your head, your utility bills. It's not enough. So don't let them encourage them to say go out there and work.
Okay, Herbert. Thanks for that, Michelle. Herbert.
I mean, when
Because
Nigel Clark came out last year,
if me I work every day and
Michelle, I have a question for you.
job.
I remember when I just
One second. Herbert, finish Herbert point, and then Vita.
when Nigel Clark came out last year and announced all that jump in prices, pay increases for parliamentarians and all that, right? What would you call that, Lester?
Nigel was justifying it at the
Because
same time.
no, but no, what I'm saying, what Nigel did should have been done from 1993. It's not something new.
Lester,
The budget could not facilitate it at the time. No, hold on. No,
it
I'm
is
saying the
something.
budget could not facilitate at the time.
It cannot.
No,
Okay.
what I'm saying,
Go on, Lester, speak.
I'm saying what was done by Nigel and the current administration, right? It's not a GLP thing. This is something that should have been done. So the parliamentarians were being underpaid from this time. It should have been adjusted from that time. The budget
So to the
could not,
police
the economy could
and the
not,
teachers.
no, but that's what happened. The budget can facilitate it, the economy can facilitate it. No, that's why the teachers got this increase. That's why the nurses got the increase. The soldiers got the increase. So what you're saying that the government should do something that they're doing.
Boy, Lester, me I tell you, this is the invent.
Back to the minimum wage.
We're gone.
No. If the PMP had done it, Silburn, I would have backed it same way because we need to pay public sector workers properly.
I would not have backed whether PNP or JLP. I wouldn't have backed it at the timing of when it was done and the way how it was.
But Silburn, there's a misconception, Silburn.
Let's say, hold on. Don't say you have a misconception. I don't have a misconception. Let's put it this way. Let's say you got your point. The point I'm trying to say, and many Jamaicans, majority of Jamaicans are saying that the way how it was done and the time it was done was uncalled for. And that is something that I'll never support at the same time. And I believe that the government was wrong, whether it was PNP or JLP. It was a wrong move that they did. But hey, it is there now, you know. But and hold on. And one thing they said, now we got the money, now we all work. Them say we never get it before, so we couldn't do it properly. And the Prime Minister said, now we get the money, now we can't work. That is his word. That is rubbish. That's my word.
Yes, sir. My brothers and sisters in Jamaica, the police officers, were asking for 15% or 10%. And the government told them it was too much for them to get.
Oh, and then the bank of
Yeah.
the bank
How
of
much did they
Jamaica
got?
governor, the bank of Jamaica
How,
governor came
how
out
much
and
did
said,
they get?
"Whoa, whoa, whoa! Don't pay the people too much. Don't pay the
How
people too
much
much."
percent police get? No, no, hold on, no. No, so one thing with me, when me attack, we talk with facts and information, How much percent did the police get? The
Give me
police
a
get
second.
over 20% increase they got.
Let's say the prime minister
Over
speaking.
20% increase they got.
The prime minister says perception. Crime is going up. Crime is going down, but perception is going up, and the people are mentally challenged. That's what the prime minister said
Bullshit
about
talk.
Jamaica.
I'm sorry. Bull talk that. Me don't know what kind of talking that. Crime is and what
That's
I
what
They
the prime
had to
all
minister.
laugh
That's
seek,
when
what
I
your
heard him
prime
say
minister
that.
listen,
said.
It was a big
listen.
joke.
They all seek to
And I
blame
guess this is
mental
I
You
guess this is
can't
illness
the
even
on the
point
rise
where
understand
in
that
I
crime.
guess it's
nonsense.
the point where Herbert say when the prime minister speak, when the prime minister speak, a lot of people don't understand because you have to be a level of education to understand that. But there are times when it need to be break down to the on a more layman terms to people. It makes
Yeah,
sense to me. I understand it. So the
yeah.
fact is that the question I was asking before was that
Mhm.
I remember coming to this country, and there was times when, as they say, we work paycheck to paycheck, and I could not afford to pay my bills. What I did was further my education, make sure I find a better job to feed my family. So when you're gonna say they can't feed their family, so what they do, they quit their job and go do scamming, and that is right. So the
That's
fact is
wrong.
that
Mhm.
you have to look at the perspective of the people. How can you go out there and motivate all these people if you cannot feed your family? Find another way of doing it. Educate yourself. I mean, I never stop educating myself or go to a higher level to make sure I make what is
Yeah,
possible for me to live a certain way.
yeah.
So you can't
You
blame
know,
the government
yeah.
because what happened is
Mhm.
that and I make more than what the government of the prime minister of Jamaica make. No, not putting that out there. But the fact is that I would not give up my job to run a country in Jamaica, to run the Jamaica
You,
because and he have done that,
yeah.
right?
You
And
know,
the fact that he have his business, they're saying that he shouldn't have that amount of business. And he is volunteering to work because he's not being paid for the work that he's doing.
who
And
is
he
Not
that?
was
prepare
supposed to
for.
go out there and be an
He's not being
educator and
paid for the
educate them
prime
now.
minister job.
They're done
He's
because
not getting a
it's become a
salary. Him not get a salary for the prime minister job.
Yeah,
Peter.
he gets a salary.
I
Who
did
is
not
that? Who
say
is that?
is Miss getting
The prime minister.
Michelle, what he's
The,
getting. I
pr-
said what
the
he's
prime
getting
minister
as
is the
Prime Minister
lowest paid
of
member of
Jamaica. I
government.
make more than the Prime
The
Minister of
prime
Jamaica.
minister, no, no, hold on, if you, Michelle, the prime minister is the
I
lowest paid member of government now.
Can I just say something here? What I know about politics and people in
And
government
he's running
from the
the
UK.
country.
Let me just say this: the prime minister may be the lowest paid person, but the prime minister also got expenses that cover a lot of things. And when that it works out as if he's
Agreed.
really high paid. You know what I mean? So
exactly,
let's not play around with this bit about the lowest paid person
exactly. Him get
at the
all
No,
same
other
time.
kind of
Silver, can you
incentives
repeat that,
on that.
Silver?
No,
It,
listen. What I'm trying to
it's not about playing around, Silver.
can I just speak? Can I just
No,
speak what I'm saying
Silver,
right
it's
here?
not playing around.
No, can I just say what I'm saying right here? Any person in government, a prime minister, he can go about and do the business for a week or so and don't touch his salary because he's covered with expenses,
Mm-hmm.
trappings of security,
Mm-hmm.
trappings of video, go different, not video, places
Mm-hmm.
and all those sort of things, and not to
Mm-hmm.
touch his salary. So let's not,
Mm-hmm.
one of the things that I said this year is not make you take with for idiot. Make we not take with for idiot. Jamaican people are
And
not
then
stupid
and then
anymore.
the prime minister shouldn't be owning no business either. It here in America, if you become a president, you have to give up business.
Well,
You
Donald Trump,
can't
you gotta give
own
him
a
a fee.
business.
Yeah,
You
well,
have to
I
give
won't, I
that
won't,
up.
I won't, I won't go down that route there. But the route that I'll go
Okay,
down
because
is yeah,
that's called
yeah,
infringing. It's like that is that it wait what I'm gonna call it now.
yeah,
Uh go ahead, Mirror come up with it
yeah,
and tell her.
yeah. Sorry. Somebody just said
but
a while ago.
Michelle,
Wait. Sorry. On TikTok, somebody just said, and this is a Jamaican. We cover all his bills. This is in Jamaica. We cover all his bills. Jamaican cover all his bills. I don't think I have an issue with a prime minister having business, but I think something that I love to see is a prime minister declaring his income and
Exactly.
expenditure.
Exactly.
One of the things that I love to see in Jamaica, whereby the government sign up to the code of conduct, the seven Nolan, the principles, and set the standard for the people of Jamaica. And then you can talk about a ministry of peace. What I love to see in Jamaica, and I'll say this here, if they have 6 persons who are investigated for illicit enrichment, the government and the opposition should be working
in public.
Whoa. Should be working together to say, for the people of Jamaica, we want to set the standard. For the guy who actually allege, beat up his wife or beat up his girlfriend, who is now his wife, he should be coming out and say, ladies and gentlemen, listen, these things shouldn't work. You know, I know people are saying it's me, but this is my position. This thing shouldn't do it. But my married are no, and blah, blah, blah. That guy could get so much kudos. We are playing around in Jamaica, guys. We are playing around. That's
Look at Sylvia and his wife.
Look on that.
I don't know about the evidence on that part there, so I can't touch
Look
it.
on that.
But Sylvia is not a member of government. Hold on. Sylvia is not a member of government.
He was.
But the thing is that why
I don't know why Sylvia come up. No, but Sylvia, why Sylvia? Why the government not taking? The government is not the police.
What? No.
Michelle, that's a ridiculous statement.
Lester.
Listen, man.
What we're trying to say.
The whole of them are corrupt.
Lester, right? What we're trying to say, Jamaica is a society that is steeped in corruption.
Yep.
Yes.
And that is not true. I can tell you that is absolutely not true.
Lester,
Look
at
the corruption index.
Corruption prevention index.
Herbert, look at the corruption index and see where Jamaica falls now. And look where Jamaica is coming from.
69.
And where was Jamaica coming from?
Right?
And where it was coming from?
We ain't talking about where it was coming from. We're talking about now. Where it's at now. It's
Yeah, but Herbert, hold on now. Herbert, Michelle, stop that, Michelle. Stop that. Let me say something to you. The corruption that happened in government agencies is not the ministers are doing it. It is the regular people who know about for and do the corruption.
But there's corruption here too.
That's what we talk about. It's not the ministers doing
There's corruption
it.
here and there's corruption in the UK.
Corruption
Jamaica don't
everywhere.
stand up.
Yeah. But we're talking about Jamaica now.
Corruption.
The number one corrupt country in the world is the United States of America. The number one corrupt country in the world is the United States. We give over $100 billion to Ukraine right now.
Yes, it is.
No, that's
So, you live in the most corrupt country. Michelle, you live in the most corrupt country. You live in our country. We have 54 army bases around the world. Michelle, you live in our country. We bomb countries for them resources. And you talk about Jamaica?
You're damn right.
Come on, Michelle. You live in our state of the most violent state. Florida, one of the most violent states.
I'm gonna mute
Come on,
everybody.
Michelle.
Everybody's muted. Everybody's muted.
From Jamaica.
Michelle, you don't have no right to talk about corruption. Look at Florida.
How comes I can't mute Lester? Lester, I'm done. Okay, I'm muting. Listen, guys. A great show, a great discussion.
Is going down.
See, Lester, yes, sir, you're not muted because Peter not muted. Once if Peter not muted, you're not muted. So don't worry, you're not muted because
I'm
Peter
done.
not muted.
Well, you always mute both of us together.
Listen. I'm on TikTok and people are saying, how can we get on to contribute? So I might have to go on TikTok after this because it's popping up over there as well. But guys, this is a very interesting discussion, and one of the things that I'm taking away from it is this. Where's Lester? One of the things I'm taking away from it, Peter, is why it is not translating down, whereby opportunities are given to people and they're not taking it up. Yeah, and many persons talk about as some of the reasons why, but we need to find that felt need issue and you're right. It's not for the government to go around and educate people. Government is to set the mechanism, set the stage, be the influencing factor, and people operate within it and realize that. Last week when we had a show, we got two persons from one in the UK and one in the US, one in the UK and one in Jamaica, and they got talking. I was speaking to a young lady the other day. Through COVID, she had to innovate herself, where she's now actually was decorating a lot of hotels, and things pulled back because, of course, you know what happened with the hotel thing. Now she's now doing a lot of cleaning for the drapes in the hotels, and now she's actually trying to get more people to work. And guess what? And I said to her, what about Airbnb? And she said, yes, Airbnb also coming on board with her. And therefore, that is an opportunity. So therefore, we can create synergies. We don't have to wait for government to do these things. You know what I'm trying to say? And don't sit back and cuss and make noise about government and government. It's just like sometimes they say, the devil, and the devil run to God and say, I know me, I never me. Even sometimes blaming the devil, and the devil say, I know me. You know what I'm trying to say? So any last word, guys?
Milburn,
Yeah.
one of the problem in Jamaica right now is the get rich quick scheme. The scammers, the mothers of the scammers, the women of the scammers, because it's fast money and it's big money. So therefore, nobody willing to put in the work that we have done. At our age, we have been working ever since college, and we continue to work because we believe in doing our fair part and fair share and make it. That's how we were taught, right? This generation now, and even the scammers, their parents are getting part of that money, so they don't see anything wrong. So this is get rich quick scheme mentality that's in Jamaica right now, and don't work for what you have and the free handout. That's what messed up our culture. That they don't understand that there is nothing in life is free. You have to work for what you want, whichever way, and they don't get that. And that's part of what's messing up Jamaica right now. That's my take on that.
Yeah, well, yes, you're right, Vida, because you have the parents them that is condoning those kind of behavior for true, and which is wrong. It's wrong. I am not blaming the government. I say is that the government corrupt and them have them little corruption go on inside there, and that's all I say.
So hold on. So are we sort of accepting then that the UK is corrupted? USA is very corrupted.
All our government come
So
corrupt.
therefore, we can say Jamaica is corrupted. Then is that what we're saying? Is that what we're saying?
We're not saying because of you. We're saying all government corrupt.
No.
Okay, so all government corrupted. That's not true.
The last thing I'm going to say, Silburn, is the X6 gentleman, Patrick Powell, you're talking about. That case was very weird, right? And that gentleman have associates on both sides of the political divide and the judiciary. Very well.
Is that the Mace guy? Is that the school guy from KC?
Yeah.
Okay, called X5.
Yeah, man, from KC. Yeah, man. We kill that. He even I think he even did or something like that and kill him. Right. And that what happened? The case was a legal loophole him lawyer use to get him out for the case. My understanding, and I spoke about this when it happened on your show also, and that from what I was hearing, he was after Isle. It was his son, because that same gun was used in a 2002 murder. The ballistics showed that, right? And he should have been also sued in the civil court. I don't know what happened, right? I think he run some money on the family and it go away. Secondly, Royal Reed is charged along with Kim Brown Lawrence, counsel for the Brownstone Division. They are both charged. The case is going to be tried this year, right? I don't know why them keep putting out the cases so long. So that's still not going to do with the government. That is the judiciary.
Pension.
Is there a statute of limitation there? After a while,
No,
from
pension from GSC or from the government. No, from GSC or from the government.
I think from GSC, right?
From GSC, yeah, that have nothing to do with the government.
Right. But once it's charged, Silburn, the statute of limitations is out the door. Once it's charged within a reasonable time. Yes?
Because a lot of
It's
Jamaicans,
not like the
looking
Water
for loopholes,
Commission
man.
saga. Pardon?
I say a lot of Jamaicans are looking for loopholes now since the statute of limitation with the Barnett guy from NWC. So lots of Jamaicans
No,
are
the
seeing
statute of
loopholes.
limitations has always been there.
Yeah. But I'm saying, I'm just saying, lots of people are looking for loopholes still,
Yeah, Jamaicans always look for back door. Always.
Anyway, Vita, Michelle, last word. Vita, last word.
Let's
Have
start
a good-
love still. I love you. You hear me, brother?
Move out of the corrupt culture, come back to Jamaica and you can talk and live at Jamaica, invest in a Jamaica, then you can talk. That more you
Let's
do.
say no love
God,
still.
Jamaica
Yeah,
gonna make a
yeah, my
difference.
brother.
God, Jamaica gonna make a
love
difference.
still. Yeah?
God, Jamaica gonna make a difference.
All right. No, do that.
Anyway, my wife, I love you, my wife.
Oh, so you can't sell your love me back to me.
Is it right?
Tell the next woman say me love her. But tell the next woman say me love her, my wife the right there, so.
A brother
is
I don't
it
know how
your
much
wife?
people marriage, you know.
Another
Is
romantic
it-
love where you have for your wife. A brother and sister love.
I cannot do that, Michelle. Michelle, I cannot.
Lester,
How Silver tell the next
your
woman
wife
say me
love
love
yourself,
her
man.
for this?
Vita.
In Leicester?
Vita,
Is it
one
your
love
wife or
too.
Minister of Home Affairs?
Okay, that is the CEO, you know.
Okay. Higher level.
Vita, him can't tell nobody else that him love them. So, brother and sisterly love. Eh?
No.
Yes.
All right, no problem.
Michelle, you
All
well
right.
trained, you know, Michelle.
Backside.
Michelle, you well
But
trained. Michelle, don't
Silver,
take it personal.
Silver,
Ain't
You
nothing
well
like
trained,
a
Silver.
don't take
hound
it
dog.
personal.
Yeah.
Silver. After
Yeah.
me meet my wife for your show, the one my wife divorced for your show too. If you tell the other woman say love her.
No. The show done. We're not not going tonight.
Vita not that petty if you say I want love Michelle. Vita not that petty.
No, sir.
All right?
No.
But it's
No.
all right. You don't have to tell me you love me. It's all good. It's all good, brother. We'll still love you anyway.
Michelle, me
Yeah?
rate you. I can't say that. Me rate you. Hold on, I can't say me rate you.
All right. So that we'll use. All right, Maria to then Lester then. That we'll use then.
All right.
Well, major hype would have said, I can't even say nothing. Major hype would have said, move up, fire, move up. Hey, have you heard the latest major hype one? I wish I could find it. It's such a funny one. It's a funny one whereby this is what he said. He said, I'm driving in Bridget and police stopped them. And when the police stopped them, the police said, wind down the window. And Major Hype said, me no wind down, man. Me not wind down, man. Fire!
Fire, boy.
And then Major Hype said that the police box him Virgin and give him some ticket. Well, I'm not in boxing Virgin and give him some ticket. And then him go around to the other side now to talk to Major. And Major said, me not wind down the window for you, man. He said, wind it down. And the police said, me mash up the car. And he said, let me wind it down. Then him box Major Hype. And Major Hype said, what you boxing for? Because you're one of them man that will go down on the road and say, if I were me, the police couldn't box me. So I box both on. I can't say it like Major Hype though. It does really.
Silburn, you know, there's a current war between the United Kingdom and Jamaica right now.
A what?
For what?
There's a war between the United Kingdom and Jamaica right now.
For what?
Oh, those two girls?
Yes.
What is it?
Oh yeah. What? What's the name?
It look like the UK are lead, you know.
Steffi London.
Steph London.
Steph London.
Yeah, Steph London and Jada Kingdom.
Foolishness, man.
Foolishness. Yes, foolishness.
I thought. Silver, I was hoping to see you dancing to one of these songs.
You see,
I have no idea. Vita, don't let him spoil me, Vita. Tell him to go
you
and
see,
do
when
it.
this clout on table totally create problem.
Jesus Lord. Good night.
Good night. Good night. Thank you, Vita.
No, Silver.
That's all
Silver,
I'm saying.
even though we brought him to Ochi, Silver, even though we brought him to Ochi, he's not gonna penetrate. Well, let me not use that word. He's not gonna
Fire.
You know what?
Fire. Move up. Fire. Move up. Fire, move up.
Silver, Vito want to cancel. Vito want to cancel.
Fire, move up. Listen, guys, have a good night, yeah?
Have a good night, everyone.
Tomorrow night.
Vito,
Tomorrow
nice
night.
to see you.
Okay. Yeah.
Great
Minister of
discussion.
Home Affairs.
Same
See
here,
you.
same here.
All right, Lee.
Herbert,
all
I
right,
want to
Lee,
tell my
I
wife,
have to
it's
go
nice to
back
see her, you know.
Stop being so scarce.
Eh?
We want to see
Herbert, I don't want any man telling my wife. I don't want a man telling my wife, it's nice to see you, you know. Just a good
We
night.
can't tell the cause. We can't tell the cause.
Tell me.
Tell me.
Tell me.
When I tell you about it, nice to see you.
Somebody say Kingston 12 to Ochi to London. Oh, that Kingston 12 to Ochi to London.
I know Kingston to a Spanish town to watch it to London.
Oh, yes.
All right, fam. It was nice.
All right, Michelle, take care of yourself.
Okay,
Michelle.
bye-bye. Bye.
All right,
Peace out.
Peace out. Boom. Take care. Cheers. Bye-bye. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for joining on tonight, and a very good and interesting show. And I just want to say for tomorrow night, let me just turn this down very quickly. Tomorrow night I'll be Rosalie Hamilton, and we'll be talking about governance, and the show is going to be from 9 p.m. tomorrow night, and concludes just within an hour, talking about connecting with Jamaica, improving governance and human rights in Jamaica. Sunday the 14th, January 2024, 9 p.m. GMT time, 4 p.m. Jamaica time. I want to thank you so much for joining, those on YouTube, those on Facebook, and for everybody. And peace out, and God bless you, and see you around next week. Boom.
Let's go.